I honestly don't know where to start with this, guys, because all right. So this is my last video. I've made a 100-meter video. I just got done doing a 3,000-meter video, and I'm looking at the 400 meters. And for Irby-Jackson and any other 400-meter runner really participating at Worlds this year, it's going to be crazy because that competition is just stacked. But anyway, I just want to give congratulations at least for Irby-Jackson going all the way to Poland and running in the diamond meet this past weekend. Hey, you got a plane ticket, got to go, pay the bills. Let's take a look at how she did on the results. Seventh place with a time of 50:92. And again, I'm just looking. This is the worst time of the year to be in this competition because in the 400s you have Kazmarek, Natalia of Poland, you have Leaky Klaver, Paulino, you have Britton Wilson, Sydney McLaughlin Leveroni. I gotta say more syllables for her name. Uh, it's hey, I think this year, if you're just a 400-meter runner and you come out and you run, that's good enough. That's good enough. So for Jackson running a 50:92, hey, great job right there. One thing I noticed about the world athletics is that, all right, so if you guys don't know, there's a whole talk about athletes in track and field creating some type of union to get your voices heard. I think that's great. And Shakari Richardson is really taking a leadership role in getting her voice heard because she has a really big reach. But sometimes it's really the small stuff and it's the marketing of this track and field in general. Just look at this picture. For example, Lynn Lynna Irby-Jackson has better picks. So please, World Athletics, update your pictures. Don't stop using pictures from 100 years ago. And the same thing goes for the other video I did with Ellie Haynes. Any of these ladies have better pictures on your public Instagram profile that they can use. And let me go to her profile on World Athletics just to show you guys the stuff that I can't really say because little kids might be watching my videos. But look, for Ellie Haynes, why isn't there a picture of the daughter of the best middle distance coach out there in the NCAA? Why is it missing? Again, it's a little stuff. And it's not even about getting runners more compensation. I think if this sport can just market itself more effectively, and I pick on this because it's just the five things. They have to get the TV broadcasting thing right. They got to get the streaming services right. And just having delays on streaming. I was on Peacock trying to watch this event. It was pathetic. It just kept on breaking out. And I believe the cost of subscription is $4.99. I think I'm paying a bundle where I have Peacock and ESPN, so I'm paying over 15, somewhere between $15 to $20, and I have to cancel my ESPN account because that is crap. Regardless, I want to go back to Lynn Irby-Jackson because this is the focus. Turned pro several years ago, Olympic champion. I don't recall, but this was back in 2021. Bronze medalist. But let's take a look at a glance at her season so far. I want to take a look at 2023. She's a really good 400-meter runner. And while this loads, it's as bad as the streaming service from Peacock because sometimes you just got to refresh it. And I don't know what's going on with American internet service. I kid you not, guys. Japan is far ahead of United States still. But if we take a look at Lynn Irby's performance this past season, and I'm just reviewing this information for the first time because I've not really covered this athlete, and I've always liked to in the past, but just didn't have the time. It was either Sha'Carri Richardson, Abby Steiner, or Caitlin Tuohy that really took the brain power of this channel. But let's take a look at her performance this year. We had the 60 meters, decent time. It's below the top 7 standard, but she ran a 7:42, and her best season's best in the 16-meter indoor was a 7:32. Not bad, not bad. Let's take a look at the 100 meters. 11:33, 11:30s. Again, okay, not great. Again, her strength is more in the 400 meters. Let's take a look at the 200 meters. Averages about a 22.6. And 200 meters again, 23.17. 300 meters, 36.62. Not bad for a 300-meter indoor runner. Not bad, not bad. Let's take a look at her 400-meter performance. So her best time this season, it was a 50:11, which took place at Eugene. And what place did she finish? She finished 4th place. So she at least might get that alternate spot in the 400. But, you know, it's stacked. You have Sydney McLaughlin-Leveroni again, Britton Wilson, and the 3rd place was Talifa Diggs. This is not the year. If I was female, and hey, it's a crazy world, guys. I'm definitely never going to go that way. If I ever did, it's not me. Jason, the analyst, did not switch. So, hey, that is not my thing. But, yeah, it's, whew, I feel sorry for the 400-meter ladies. That's all I got to say. Let's take a look at her all-time personal best. She really went beast mode back in 2018, really, really crushing it. You have times that I haven't seen her hit this season. And even her personal best was in Eugene, Oregon this past July in the 400 meters of 50:11. But again, if you guys don't know, Eugene, Oregon has a really fast track, and just that slight advantage of altitude, it's going to help these runners, you know, have some crazy time. Not too crazy, but I can understand where it helps. And the weather is just great at Eugene, excuse me. But let's take a look at her best time in a 200. Since we're looking at back in 2018, let's take a peek here. Her best 200 time was a 22:55, 2018. And her second best 400-meter time, let's take a look, was 50:11. And that was in the NCAA Division I championship. She ran in the semifinals, came in 1st place. Yep. And let's take a look. Yeah, 1st place in the semifinals. Did she ever advance, though? Yeah, she did advance. She ran a 14:9.80. So that's her best time ever in the 400 meters. And she came in 1st place. So, yeah, best time in the 400 was back in 2018 of 49.80. All I got to say is after pro, it's tough. It requires a lot of discipline. You're pulled into many directions. And from my understanding, she recently got married. So that adds another dimension onto her career. I think she still has a bright future at 24 years old. And again, guys, I made a video about how track athletes are trying to make unions. And honestly, I think sometimes you have to make your requests small and then go in there 2nd time, 3rd time and make them bigger and bigger. But if you pick on like the smallest things, like updating pictures, stop using like old pictures, that goes a long way. Because again, when I go to these profiles and I see nothing for Kelly Haynes at all, this is like the daughter of the best middle distance coach in the NCAA. It makes no complete sense for me. I even feel like sending an email to World Athletics and to Coach Haynes and telling them, hey, this young lady is not on this page. Get something going here. Get something going here. All right, that's all I got. Let me answer a few questions. Let me go to a recent video, see if I have any. I'm going to see if I could adjust my browser here, but let's take a look. I want to take a look at what a year Sha'Carri Richardson video and take a glance at the comments if it loads. And right now, clearly I'm not in Japan because my internet in this location that I am staying at is really, really slow. Most people have no clue that still waiting for it to load. And I got a guy trying to pump me and sell Amazon products right here. So let's take a look. G per 72716, amazing performance from Shikari. Shikari focused and healthy is dangerous. No way around it. They say she upset Jackson. No, she did that months ago. This starting to be a new norm for Jackson. Now I'm just reviewing comments from that Shikari Richardson 100-meter video that I made. I put this out early after the race this past Sunday, and I'm going through the comments right now. Monaco men's 400-meter hurdles, women's 200 meters, 400 meters, and mile. I can't wait. I need to start covering men's, guys. I just don't have the bandwidth because the women just seems to get more views, and I might try to look for another content person to really create more men focused channel because I'm really trying to create that balance, especially as I grow, because you guys have been liking, you guys have been putting comments and helping the channel very, very well, and I appreciate it. Let's take a look at what Boot Tribe 504 says. Third time this year that Shikari has gotten off to a bad start and had to run down someone in order to win. You know, I have not analyzed these videos as best as I can. First thing is the NBC US ATF hates when I take clips. So I can't show clips, but I really want to do a good job of better analyzing these races. I saw Richardson really had a bad start, but right now she has the strength and endurance to make that up. And I think the confidence level is there that she knows she could outrun any runner at this particular junction of time. And with Shikari Richardson, you have to appreciate the present. You can't be looking back because her past is interesting, and you can't be looking future because you don't know what type of situation that will be. But one subscriber said it, maybe it was David Kloss, and I haven't seen David Kloss in a long time. You got to appreciate these athletes at their present moment, which we are now. There's a Native American tribe, I kid you not. They did not have any insight or outlook onto the future or the past as well. At least this is what I heard. So they always looked at right now. And I couldn't imagine what the wives of the men had to go through because women tend to think like all around past, future, present. So that's kind of awkward. That's kind of awkward. Could you imagine being a woman in a Native American tribe and going to your husband and saying, remember what you did so and so, and like there's no grasp of that reality at all. So weird. I don't even know if that story is true, but I gotta look at it. It has some kind of hippie undertone. So hey, certain tribes had your own uniqueness and stuff going on. Anyway, let me take a look at another column. How long before you do a world athletic prediction video, world conference event? I'm trying to maybe later, I mean late next, actually we're in July 17th, sometime next week, track for all. Rocky Hill says 100 meters, bro, not 200. I fixed that, Rocky. I changed the title of the video. The video originally said Shikari Richardson 200 meters. I made a mistake, so I adjusted and changed the video to 100 meters. And T. Smith says Shikari. Oh my goodness. He's gonna kill me because I made a 22-minute video and I called it Shikari. I need to get that name out from my subconscious. So every time I make a video, guys, I'll try my best to call it Shikari. Oh my goodness. I know he's going to reply in that video. But thank you guys for putting that on because it makes me be more alert and conscious next time. And last comment I want to read here. It's not fun without Abby Steiner. Starting to lose interest in track, especially the bull that Track and Ace is going through on his channel and US ATF. Make sure you guys follow Track and Ace. We are having issues with clips that United States Track and Field or NBC doesn't want us to do. And I know a lot of you guys enjoy the Abby Steiner videos. I'm going to try to have as much Abby Steiner out of office type of situations so that at least you guys stay up to date with her situation. off the track, and hopefully that keeps you guys interested. But it all depends on Abby Steiner remaining relevant. Can she remain relevant in the spotlight? Sha'Carri Richardson, as annoying as people thought she was last season, she was able to stay relevant. I think she's a smart businesswoman who knows what she's doing, and she tried to troll people pretty well. I think people were kind of giving her a tough time because of her presence, or they didn't feel it was the right moment. But Sha'Carri honestly stayed relevant throughout the year. Abby Steiner needs to do something similar, but of her nature, either public speaking, going to high schools and telling them to stay out of trouble, or I don't know. She has something with Puma right now, so she could work on her shoes. She could work on her branding, on the modeling. There's so much things Abby Steiner can do off the field since she's not actively running to stay relevant, because track and field, when she's turned pro, it's not just about speed. It's not just about going on the track. It's how you can stay relevant. You need to put your name up there, because as soon as you take that year off and you're not doing anything, we're talking about internet. People start losing interest quick in this exponential age that we are in. People who, like, could you imagine, guys, last year or so, we were still talking about this cough situation and people were going through a lot of madness. And all of a sudden, guess what? Everyone's quiet. Like, it feels like no one can recall certain events of craziness that happens. Like, people actually called on your neighbors. People actually did some crazy things. But all of a sudden, it's like people quiet about that. Interesting times. So in this day and age, if you don't stay relevant, I'm afraid people like Kawi has a good point. They just will lose interest in track and field. And I think, though, let me start that sentence with a but. But Abby Steiner, I believe she's smart and she has the understanding of putting something out there that's positive, that's of her nature and character, so at least people are up to date with what's going on. And I hope that's the case. At least Sha'Carri Richardson was very smart, very versatile last season. We might not have liked it, but she did what she had to do. That's all I got to say. And right now, quite frankly, Sha'Carri Richardson is kicking ass. I think it's going to be like Steiner next year. Steiner's going to be like, I didn't make it to Worlds. I'm going to work harder during the off season so that I can get into the U.S. Olympic trials and really show beast mode. The speed that Steiner was running in this year, a 22:30, 22:29 was maybe her personal best, season's best in the 200. I just felt something was just off. But when she announced that she had that bone spread, I was like, okay, yeah, that would explain certain things, because her speed differential compared to last year just did not make any sense. I was hoping at least a 22:10 and call it a slow season. That would have been a slow season, but to not hit that mark going into nationals, I was honestly a bit concerned deep down. So something in me said something's not right here. All right, guys, I want to end it there. Sorry for my ramble, but again, you guys post some interesting comments, and I like it. It helps, everything. Like, comment, subscribe, and have a great day. Bye.